All right, I'm at the IMAX Theater in the Indiana State Museum. Now, coming up next week, they're going to be offering some behind-the-scenes tours, but we're going to get a little sneak peek right now. In fact, Craig's here. How you doing, Craig?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Excited. First thing that we're going to check out, we're going to go to the concessions. We're going to go upstairs to the projection room. And what else? What else is included in that tour?
And the auditorium, which is kind of the third piece of the puzzle when it comes to the IMAX experience.
Now, Craig, this is a really rare opportunity to be able to come into this booth, and for good reason. I mean, you were saying that a little tiny speck of dust can literally ruin the film.
Yeah, I mean, imagine, if you will, a small speck of dust hits our film, goes through the projector. It's 10 times bigger than a normal movie theater, so the dust image is 10 times bigger. So it looks about a little bit bigger than the size of a basketball. So we actually have to be very contained on what we bring into the booth just for that reason.
No, okay, and then what we're looking at here, the spinning, these are the platters, and then this is the actual film.
Correct. This is the actual movie being shown right now. This is a 3D film, so you're actually watching two movies simultaneously. One corresponds to your left eye, one corresponds to your right. So if you're seeing a 3D movie, you're actually seeing two prints running simultaneously.
And this film is huge. This is not your regular 35mm film.
Correct. This is what's called 1570 or IMAX film. It is actually 10 times bigger than traditional film. Hence how you can get the image so big on the big screen inside the auditorium.
All right, so I would imagine this is probably one of the most important pieces of equipment at IMAX Theater. Tell me exactly what we're looking at here.
What this is actually a degassed version of the bulb that powers the IMAX projector. Yeah, it's pretty fascinating. What this is it's a gas-filled, like I said, this one is not though. What these are gas-filled, xenon gas-filled bulbs. And what it does is it uses the arc to excite the gas in the bulb, and that's how you can get the brightness that you can out of these things. It's metal tipped because it's water cooled. It gets so hot that there's constantly chilled water passing through it to keep it at a manageable temperature. And at any given point in the IMAX projector, there's actually two of these because there's one for each print for 3D films.
Wow, and these things are not cheap.
They are not. They're quite expensive. One of our biggest costs in IMAX are these bulbs. It's about $5,000 per bulb.
And give us an idea of just how bright this bulb is.
You can see it from space with the naked eye. So those that are on the, the space station right now, if we were to shoot this straight up in the air, they would be able to see it with the naked eye.
When I think of IMAX, I think of obviously a huge screen, great images, but the sound.
The sound sets us apart big time. In addition to the visuals, the sound, like I said earlier, IMAX was one of the first to actually break the sound off of the film system. So with that, they actually could amplify it a little bit more because they can make it bigger. Originally, they would take, this was a traditional film stock, which was a mag strip, and the sound would be on this. Now, obviously, this has disappeared and has been replaced by a digital system. We actually get a DVD for every movie that we import into this digital system. It's got a time counter that syncs with the film itself, and it adjusts here. So, regardless of where that is, the sound will correspond with the digital system. From here, it's amplified through all these amplifiers. There's 12,000 watts of sound pumping into that auditorium for every show. 12,000 watts, which is why we feel it in our chest. You actually will feel the vibration in the seat, in your chest, while you experience the film.
So cool. All right, now we got to go take a look, experience the movie.
The auditorium itself,
Let's go. Now here we are, Craig. We're actually in the auditorium. Now upstairs in the projection room, you said there were 12,000
watts of digitally separated surround sound.
Wow, and then actually here, there are speakers kind of everywhere.
Yeah, there's actually 66 total speakers in the IMAX auditorium. They're in 6 clusters of 11, a majority of which are actually behind the screen, but then you have another, 22 speakers that are actually behind you.
Awesome. Well, looks like the movie's about ready to start.
Yeah.
Why don't we go ahead and walk down here and take our seats?
Definitely.
What do you say? Where do you want to sit?
In the middle.
What movie are we getting ready to see?
We're about to see C-Rex 3D.
Awesome. All right. Brian, turn your light off. That was cool. I mean, how often do you get to go behind the scenes? I think sometimes with the media you get some really cool opportunities, but they are offering this up to anybody that wants to go and check out, get that behind the scenes experience. The only thing is you can't get tickets for it. You got to call to make reservations, and then they'll show you the behind the scenes before you actually go to the movie. So
very cool.